This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Grim here, and today we're going to talk about how to break Harley Quinn and maybe a new way to actually play her. So the thing is, characters in Just 2 Mobile usually do the most damage in terms of basic attacks through their jump attack. That's why you apply the Beta Club dot damage through a jump attack, because you are sure out of all your attacks that's gonna do the best damage. The problem usually is that jump attacks are not the most practical things, and unless you need them for specific reason, you usually don't have much of a reason to use them. But Harley Quinn does a ton of damage on her basic attacks, and what I tried to do here was kind of try to squeeze the jump attack into Harley Quinn's combo without making it awkward, because the problem with the jump attack really is that the animation tends to take a lot of time at the very least for Harley Quinn, and it's usually awkward to chain into some combos, and it can waste some duration of the stun. And that's why in this strategy we're not gonna use Arkham Knight Batman, because I don't really think, or I haven't found yet an optimal way to integrate the combo in there, but we're going to use her as her own stun setup. And yeah, this is the Harley. I'm gonna also show you the stats that have been used in that fight specifically. And we had a level 6 Sword of Salvation over here. The bonuses on it are not gonna be useful. Actually, dot damage, it's gonna be great. But other than that, yeah, the stats are not the most optimal because I got some lethal attack chance. I have this here because I'm using usually all blades with her that has some lethal damage on it. But that's gonna be wasted here. And she's gonna be paired up obviously with Entangling Poison Ivy with a level 3 Sword of Singes for the passive stats. Ivy is not gonna serve an active role into this and is not gonna even see the light of fight, but obviously we have her for the passive that actually gives us dot damage. There's no good League of Anarchy without Entangling Poison Ivy. And for the third character, since she's stunning for herself, obviously we're not gonna use Arkham Knight Batman or Predator Batman or anything else for the stun purposes. And the question is, what would increase Harley Quinn's damage the most? Well, there's two options. First of all, there is the Just League Flash option, because Just League Flash would give her one more fast attack hit, and that will put her to a total of 4 fast attack hits throughout this passive. But usually this dude is used with Black Manta, so I'm not gonna be using him here. But instead I'm going to actually be using the full League of Anarchy with Last of Joker, since he's got the passive that he increases the damage of League of Anarchy teammates. The real problem with this passive is it's with a weird way that percentages and some values are applied in Just 2 Mobile, because sometimes it's not really calculated how you think it's gonna be calculated. So if you put him, you would think that you would get more than double damage through basic attacks. It's just not gonna be the case, but indeed it's going to be some additional dot damage. So he's gonna be used here. Again, a passive character will not see the light of fight and will mainly focus on keeping Harley in the fight with Sword of Salvation. She will have far more power generation than she needs, so she should be fine with that. The only real problem is that we might randomly hit into the 3% chance to miss the stun, but yeah, with that being said, let's get into the fight. Also, quick shout out to Trident Gaming, links to his channel will be in the pinned comments and in the description, because he's the one who actually gave me the idea to try and use this strategy. How he was using it was unoptimal in my opinion, because he was starting with the jump attack and thus wasting a lot of time of the fight. But if his video didn't exist, mine wouldn't exist either, and I wouldn't have tried the strategy. And that's pretty much how it goes within Just 2 Mobile's team strategies. Somebody comes up with something and people further build on this, and my method is most likely not the most optimal one out there, so I'm eager to see what you guys are able to come up with yourself. And again, links to his channel will be in the description and in the pinned comments, so go ahead and show him some love. Okay, so now getting into the actual fight, we're going to be fighting Boss Supergirl. I mean, it's... with this team, the only requirement is that the boss is stunnable, which she is, and that the boss is not dot resistant and all that stuff. She's gonna have an annoying AI, but that's not gonna matter because she's gonna be stunned 100% of the time. So there we go, first stun. And actually I don't go for that yet, because I'm like, let's go for super move first, so bear with me a second here. I've realized that before going for the first stun, but I don't think that was too much of a problem. Just trying to wait for her to do a jump attack. There we go. I had a little bit of trouble power stealing at the start, and you'd think that she would not miss power steals because she's got 3 fast attack hits. But yeah, there we go. Actually, at the start of the fight, I didn't try and do it. I think I kind of tried... I was doing this on stream and I was talking with the chat. And I think in the middle of it, I kind of figure out, let's try the jump attack thing. It'll come here in a second. Again, didn't have enough power there. Another special 2 in there. Oh, come on, man. There we go. And I did the jump at the end. Because if I do it at the start, there will be a very weird window in which I'll not be able to do hits, and that will deplete a lot of the duration of the stun. But at the same time, the awkward animation of the jump attack can be easily cancelled by the special 2 immediately. So right after the damage is inflicted from the jump attack, we can transition into a special 2 as opposed to transitioning into another combo from a jump attack, because that, as you have seen in Trident Gaming's video, is going to take a lot of time. So you want to finish with it and then go straight into a special 2. This strategy is going to be specific for places that are not Dawn of Apocalypse, because in Dawn of Apocalypse you're going to be using the firebox, and obviously jump attack is not gonna cut the damage of a good swipe right with a firebox. So yeah, there's no question there really. But when it comes to Advent of Chaos and maybe even Rise of Krypton, I haven't tested this out yet. This might actually be more optimal if you're trying to use the Harry Quinn team alone. And as you can see, usually, I mean, it also depends on the luck on the crits and lethals, but the damage on the jump attacks is significantly higher than the rest of the attacks. Like, we would get kind of at best on the rest of the attacks one instance of dot being 1.5 million, and on the jump attacks we get instances of dot damage as high as 2.5 million. So I think it's definitely something worth looking into. Let me know in the comments if you guys are going to test this one out. There's a few pips left on Advent of Chaos. And yeah, this thing obviously applies if you're not using Harley with Raven and you're using Raven with something else. So again, it's not gonna be something that you use very often, but I thought it would be an interesting concept to share with all of you. And yeah, taking a look at the damage, I think this is the highest I've done in Advent of Chaos. I've done more in the Dawn of Apocalypse with her, but that's because of the very great synergy she has with Firebox there. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so some conclusions to this. I don't think this is a game-changing or game-breaking strategy, but I think this is definitely something worth looking into, because in some instances you might be able to pull some more damage. Something that requires further testing and I'm not aware of, so let me know if you guys got any idea about that. This could be done maybe even when using Arkham Knight Batman, if you can end the combo into a jump attack and then safely tag in Arkham Knight Batman. Because yet again, there's no point in doing the jump attack anywhere but at the end of the combo, where you don't have to start another combo after the jump attack, because that's a very awkward interaction between them. So let me know if there's a way, or is it smooth to tag in Arkham Knight Batman into a combo himself and then into a stun like normally from a jump attack, because honestly I'm not aware of how the jump attack interactions work with tag-ins, because you almost never use those things in just a mobile. But yeah, with all that being said, again, huge props to Trident Gaming for having the idea to try this out, and let me know if you guys are going to be able to find a better version of this than I did myself. But yeah, with all that being said, this was everything for this one. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
This is the future.